Well, it's Thursday, which you know it's off the rails, but it's still party time. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show. Studio 22 is the mothership. That's where we are. Right here, BlazeTV. You can get all the programming if you go to blazetv.com/Chad and then use promo code Chad. I'm trying to get myself dressed here. I see myself in that monitor, and it's like terrible. You'll save on annual subscription when you use that promo code, and I do not want you missing overtime. This week, I want to talk to you even more. I want to go even more in depth and say things that I haven't said on this Roe v. Wade decision, overturning it. I'm excited, and I want to share that excitement. I'm going to do it on overtime and take the opportunity to just give you the full, unadulterated, unfiltered truth straight out of my brain. And you can get it when you subscribe to Blaze. Of course, the Puppet Master Mark. Everybody loves Super Chris Cruz. And, dude, Chris, there was a guy on the chat the other day, on the live chat of the show, who said, I'll watch this show until I hear Chris chime in.
Why?
And then I'm out. He didn't like you, Chris. He didn't like you.
Fool.
And I blocked him.
Good. Good.
Nobody messes with my dudes.
5 stars, that's all we deserve. Even I deserve 5 stars.
That's right. And, of course, let's love Brandon over there hiding in the shadows. You know, I don't know. We never talk about it anymore, but you can even still see Herbert the Silent Deer tucked away back over there. We never mentioned Herbert the Silent Deer, but he's still hanging out. He's still with us. Oh, my gosh. If you missed yesterday's episode with our friend Jackie Daly, go back and watch it. Go back and listen to it. In fact, what I want you to do is I want you to go where podcasts are offered. And as Chris said, leave us a 5-star rating. That's because that's what we deserve. And I want you to give us a review. And in that review, I want you to tell us about give us your opinion on what Jackie was talking about with estrogen everywhere. I want to hear, your opinions on men being manly again, all right? We're in a battle, boys. They're coming for us. They're taking our masculinity and our manhood. Estrogen is everywhere. I'm going to be like Matthew McConaughey and just stop wearing deodorant and no soap or anything. Just stink. You just smell my masculinity. Oh, my gosh. I want to talk about a few different things before we get going too far into this thing. I play the clip. I wanted to play it yesterday, but can we play that clip where the CNN guest actually blames Trump for a very distinct thing in American history? Play it.
I think it has not been good for the former president. I think we've made a case that he was responsible for 9/11, or January 6th. He should not have been pushing the election lies.
He was responsible for 9/11. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Donald Trump was also responsible for the Kennedy assassination. That's exactly right, Chris. He was the guy on the grassy knoll. Donald
What about
John Trump. There, I've revealed it.
Pearl Harbor?
Pearl Harbor, a 100% Donald Trump.
What?
I mean, I thought that was common knowledge at this point.
No way.
Everything is Trump's fault. And if you don't believe that, then you are a racist insurrectionist. And I want you all to feel sorry for this world that you've created. In fact, you got a little montage that I'd love for everybody to see. Play that.
This is fascist in many ways.
This decision and this policy will kill people.
There is a war out there, and we need to recognize that we've got to armor up.
I got the pitchforks, you get the gas and the torches.
The hell with the Supreme Court. We will defy them.
We have to build the streets. Right now, elections are not enough.
Get angry!
This far-right racist sexist Supreme Court that made this decision based upon politics.
This court has lost legitimacy. They have burned whatever legitimacy they may still have had.
This is a crisis of legitimacy.
This decision is delegitimizing the Supreme Court. Who is Clarence Thomas? Is he my Saudi Arabian father who's going to tell me what I can and cannot do with my body?
A lot of people who believe this is a rigged court.
I'm just convinced we need to burn it all down.
These people are insurrectionists at this stage in the game. It's insane that you remember these folks who've talked about these crazy white misogynists, these white supremacists and white nationalists that are ruining our country. But I want to remind everybody that this decision was made by Amy Coney Barrett as well as Clarence Thomas. So a woman and a black man were part of this overturning of Roe v. Wade. But what do we know anymore at this point? I just love to see the meltdown. I love to see the reaction of these people who are losing their minds. The crisis is the people who are sitting in the seat of government, who's sitting in the seat of power. I'm just thankful that, and look, I don't believe in big government. I have my suspicions when it comes to this Supreme Court. I've said for years that we basically have three cords that we have to protect, and those is education, it's the courts, and it's the media. We've lost education. We've lost the media. The courts, maybe there is some semblance of hope for that institution of the judiciary branch, that's out there. So I'm thankful for this thing. We'll see. I agree with what Jackie said yesterday. I don't know that we're going to see a massive decrease in abortions because of this, because, again, it goes back to the states. What's amazing to me is these people that are losing their minds, like places like New York and California, where absolutely nothing is going to change when it comes to your ability to go and murder your unborn child. It's crazy. And I do want to clarify something, Chris. From Monday, when we played the TikTok of the screaming lady over and over again, I love that video. I love her. She's got issues, but everybody was, again, saying that she was doing that because of abortion, or the Roe v. Wade decision. She came out. She did a very tearful video saying, please stop calling her a demon. Her issue was not about Roe v. Wade. She was upset about something else. To which I say, I'm still going to make fun of you because, damn, lady, really, I mean, reasonably unhinged there. And I want you to get the help that you need to get. Even her video trying to clarify all of it, still not looking like the sharpest tacks, honey. So just chill a little bit. But we want to clarify it. And I don't think we necessarily said it was over Roe v. Wade, did we?
No, and the thing we always have in this show is the TikTok block is just what we find in TikTok that I want your reaction. I don't play reaction for people on things of what happened in the world. I want your reaction. And your reaction was perfect. You said, I love her.
Yeah.
You can't do that at the gym.
She's unhinged. No doubt about it. But apparently some other influencers and voices out there on the conservative side of things put the video out there saying that she was reeing over the Roe v. Wade decision, and it caused her a lot of trauma. And again, I don't necessarily feel a whole lot of sympathy since I catch the death threats and everything else coming after me every single day of my life. Now, granted, it's a life I've chosen to be a public figure in this way. But anyway, we just want to clarify that. Hillary had some things. Hillary Clinton. I mean, you can, at this point, it's like Cher or Madonna or Oprah. We could just say the first name. You know who I'm talking about when I say Hillary. I love Hillary Kennedy, but Hillary Clinton, on the other hand, another story. She had some things to say about Clarence Thomas as well. Play that clip.
I went to law school with him. Mm-hmm. He's been a person of grievance for as long as I've known him. Resentment, grievance, anger. And he has signaled in the past to lower courts, to state legislatures, find cases, pass laws, get them up. I may not win the first, the second, or the third time, but we're going to keep at it.
The Clarence, when I see those pictures of Clarence, like 0 F's given right there, right? That look, he doesn't care. But for Hillary Clinton to say that you are a person who carries grievances and basically saying he's vengeful, when 58 of your closest friends and aides have committed suicide with weird consequences, I don't think Hillary Clinton is the person who can be accusing other people of being vengeful. All right? That right there, that face, if you're watching the show, that is not the face you want to see ever on your bad side. That's not what you want to see happen. Oh, my gosh. I don't know. Again, I want to remind everybody, Elmo from Sesame Street told you to go get the vaccine. We told you yesterday, make sure those kids, start them out like 6 months old. Make sure they're getting the jab. We should do, what we should do one day is we should just do a complete pro everything leftist show. And just like, I think I'm going to do that one day and just blow people's minds and see if we could use it as a Do not put Hillary's face up there. That's scary. Like, that is something someone took, and she had to approve that photo. She had to approve that.
By the way, this photo is from this year.
Yeah.
Her in France. She did a France photo shoot, and this is where I got it from. She's running, bro. She's running.
Heebie-jeebies. Heebie-jeebies. Scary stuff going on right there. Oh, my gosh. The weekend is coming. At this stage in the game, I hate taking a day off, Chris. But as we're heading into this week, because news is breaking everywhere. Stuff's always going on. And, sometimes we have to pre-tape and stuff. We're not going to be with you on Monday because, of course, that is Independence Day. It's the 4th of July. And I hope everybody's got a great long weekend planned. A day of truly remembering why we believe what we believe and celebrate the things we celebrate, liberty and freedom and, just patriotism and the founding of America. And I've seen so many of the crazy wild-eyed progressives on the social media talking about, the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence and all these incredible documents that make America great, saying that they're antiquated and they don't really apply these days. But they don't understand that those documents create the freedom. They created the freedom whereby you can do all this dumb crap now. Like it gave you the liberty to be this ignorant. It really did. But I want to encourage you guys to remember the reason that we're celebrating. It's not about the hot dogs and the fireworks and scaring the dog down the street with bottle rockets. Although that can be fun, just remember why we're doing what we're doing. Now, on the current cover, I saw this on Twitter, of The Atlantic magazine. There's a picture of a person who's obviously on the right, another person on the left. Their houses are side by side, and the person on the right has a defend the police deal. I just got to back the blue sign in the yard. There's an American flag on the porch. The guy's wearing a red hat. This one of those things like, obviously it's all the right-wing dog whistles. And then the person on the left has all of the left-wing dog whistles. But here's the problem that I had. The house on the left that represented the leftist viewpoint had an American flag too. And my problem with that is I just don't think they would have an American flag. They might have a pride flag or a Ukraine flag right now. But by and large, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, go again where podcasts are offered, leave a review. I want you this weekend, just let me know if any of your neighbors that tend to lean left, how they're celebrating the 4th of July. If they're celebrating the 4th of July, are they putting flags out? I'm curious to know, because I've made the case for a number of years now at live events that I truly believe that Americans, they bleed their own version of, you cut them and they bleed their own version of red, white, and blue. They've got their own sense of patriotism. But is that lost these days? I think that it's if it's not lost, it's certainly getting there. It's certainly getting to that point where, I tell the story about doing a show in Iowa, which, by the way, I'm coming back to Iowa. We've got a show planned. We just don't have the date yet. But somebody who was a show promoter there in Des Moines, they said, at the time I was doing the Spangled Banter Comedy Tour, and they said, you need to change the name of that because it's offensive. And I was like, how is that offensive? And they said, well, a lot of people on the left, they just see that as offensive. If you're offended by the Spangled Banner, if you're offended by the flag, and you notice what they did when Roe was overturned last week, immediately when the protests were happening, they started burning American flags. The flag always is the victim. It's always about that. So I'm curious to know how we enter into, and we played that whole montage of saying how the illegitimacy of the Supreme Court and how America basically on it, the death knell is ringing for America. I want to know how the leftists out there are celebrating, if they are celebrating, the 4th of July. So I want you that's your homework for the weekend. I want you to report back. We're going to take a break. But before we do, fear of out-of-control inflation is hammering the stock market. S&P 500 Worst start to the year since World War II. Your savings are worth less. You look at it, and the bottom line is a lot lower than it used to be. Now's a good time for you to diversify into gold, the most stable asset in the history of the world. Birch Gold is the company I trust to help you convert an IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold and silver. That's right. Not only will Birch Gold help you fortify your savings with precious metals, they're going to help you do it in a tax-sheltered account. Just text the word CHAD, C-H-A-D. I spell it CHAD, to 989898 and get started. Amazon stock, it's way down in the first half of the year. Tesla is down 40%. Cryptos have been hammered. People are afraid of the hawkish moves by the Fed, and it may stall the economy. Have a plan, folks. Text CHAD to 989898. Get your free no-obligation info kit on gold from Birch Gold. They are the precious metal professionals. Text CHAD to 989898 and secure your savings now. We'll be right back.
It's about quiet time. In a minute, I'm gonna need a Bible verse or the Holy Spirit to pump me up. Feeling fussy in my Bible lassie, trying to bring out the fabulous.
Joe Christian Guy, that's the handle on TikTok. And the guy behind that is a guy named Joe Navarro. I'm digging the hat, bro.
I was just saying, I need to wear a cowboy hat if I'm going to be coming on your show.
Yeah, absolutely. You know? 100%.
I mean, I graduated from Texas A&M. So
okay. Gig 'em. Right on. I asked Joe when we were walking, we ran and grabbed a bottle of water a little while ago. I asked you how old you are, because I was like, dude, you're so young looking. You're 23 years old, which is young, but you look a lot younger than that even. So,
well, I mean, I just shaved too, so I had to, make sure I look good on the show, get that peach fuzz out,
You are representing. All right, so let's get into it. How many followers do you have on TikTok now?
I just reached 600,000.
600,000. Why can't I break through? I'm not faithful. I'm not faithful to put the content out there. What's the trick to this TikTok game?
Honestly, the trick is just to be yourself.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of people just you can't just be fake. You can't show that you're wanting to be somebody who you're not. Right. And honestly, there's TikTok can not push your videos out because of your faith or your viewpoints. Even sometimes your videos could get taken down.
Yeah.
So sometimes you might be there's this term called shadow banned.
I get them.
Yeah. You get that all the time.
Yeah.
So I mean, that might be a way, because you're super passionate about what you believe in, and maybe TikTok's not so passionate about what you believe.
They're not so happy about it. The Chinese government tends to not agree with me all the time.
Yeah.
But you do faith-based stuff,
right?
And that seems to be working out for you.
Yes.
How'd you get started doing that?
Well, I started about 4 years ago, and before TikTok was big. TikTok got really big during COVID.
Yeah.
But I just had one day where I got 30,000 views. I talked about how I signed up for a kinesiology class, and the sound was like Katy Perry yelling or something. And basically, I signed up for a ballet kinesiology class, and the video of me was screaming because I accidentally signed up for it.
Yeah.
Because I just was in community college, and then I got into A&M, and I was like, I'm just signing up for a kinesiology class. I didn't know I had to sign up for a specific one. So then it showed up on my calendar. It's like, you've got ballet at 10:15. I'm like, heck no, I'm not going to ballet. I don't know what I have to wear.
So there's a class for ballet kinesiology.
Yes. I actually took a canoe kinesiology class.
Canoe?
Yeah, canoe.
So, I mean, how many ranges of motion can you have in a canoe? I guess.
I mean, you've got, what has you got? You got probably about 4.
Just do a whole class.
But
Just do a whole class on the 4 movements in a canoe.
Our final assignment was, taking a whole maybe 8 canoes off to the river and doing White Rapids.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. We also learned how to tie knots. I was actually just in Georgia.
You
camping.
were in the Boy Scouts, bro. You weren't in a class.
It was an A&M kinesiology class.
All right.
So A&M knows how to teach their kinesiology.
They know what's up.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I was just in Georgia literally this weekend camping for my old roommate's bachelor party.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't know how to tie the knots for the tarp. And so I was like, get me over there.
See?
I took the A&M kinesiology canoe class and I tied the knots, and I was like, leave it to the influencer to know what to do.
Exactly. People, they make fun of us, but we're exposed to a lot of information.
That's right.
Every
TikTok
single day.
makes you learn a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I just learned the other day that like a group of crows is a murder.
It's a murder.
Like, what the heck?
That's right.
Thanks, TikTok.
Yeah, you learn things. You got to process. You got to filter out a lot of garbage.
That's right.
But so, are you one of those guys that you just think that everything you do is content, like constantly running the camera and or is your brain just always working?
My brain's always working. Like, people ask me all the time, how do you come up with your content? I'm just like, honestly, I think of the trends. I mean, I'm always constantly like on TikTok. What's the newest trend? And then I'm like, how can I relate this to the Lord?
Yeah.
You know, every time someone's on social media, they want to be entertained. Maybe they have like maybe 5 seconds and then they or maybe less, even like a second, and then they like scroll to the next video, right? So a lot of people don't really want to listen to, a preacher on TikTok or on Instagram. I mean, you have those, and if you want to look for those videos, you can find them. But for me, I felt like my mission was I want to spread the gospel in a fun way and plant those seeds into anybody who watches my videos to prompt them into reading the word, spending time with the Lord.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's a good mission.
Yeah,
it's a good mission. Are you seeing a lot of places reaching out to you, wanting you to come speak or anything like that? Are you doing any of that, or are you just keeping it behind the camera?
No, yeah. Turning Point just asked me to come on, and I've had a few places ask me. So yeah, it's not really kind of behind the scenes.
Are you connected with the Babylon Bee guys at all?
No.
You're familiar with Babylon Bee though, right? We got to get him connected. We got to get him connected with Joel and all those guys. We got to get him connected.
Sounds good to me.
I think that'd be good stuff. Dude, I'm excited about what you do though. And so Chris, it was funny. When Chris reached out to you, on Instagram?
No, on TikTok.
He sent you a message.
An email.
He sent you. Okay, tell me this story.
So I was just going on live and doing my thing and checked my inbox, my email, and Chris sent me an email and he's like, "Bro, how far away are you from Dallas?" And I was like, "Well, this is kind of sketch." But I was like, I looked at his like ending of his email and it kind of seemed legit. So I was like, "I'm like 30 minutes away."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Great, I'd love for you to be on the Chad Prather Show." And I'm like, who's Chad Prather?
Exactly. Exactly.
So I just found out who you were.
Awesome. Hey, whatever it takes to build an audience.
Yeah.
We're doing it. We're one at a time in here. Yep. Exactly.
But apparently Chris was on my live, and that's how I'm here.
Yeah. And so Chris sent me a deal, and he goes, "You need to send a message to Joe and tell him that I'm legit."
Yes.
And I was like, dude, I sent you an Instagram message saying, looking forward to you being on the show. And that's good stuff. And I know it's Prather, by the way. So if you're just learning who I am, a lot of people say Prather, and I never correct anybody. But since he didn't know who I was, by God, he's getting both barrels today. Representing, dude. Dude, I promise you, being on this show is going to increase your audience by like 10 people.
Hey, that's 10 more people than I had.
Exactly. I'm telling you, bro. I learned a long time ago to build fame and celebrity status, you got to do it very, very slow. Very, very slow.
It's true.
And I mean like snail's pace. That's what I do. Okay. But no, dude, I love the message. And I Chris sent me the deal because I honestly, we're being fun here, but I didn't know your content either until a few days ago. And you know how it is. TikTok, you just get addicted. You're just watching it. You're watching it. But you've got guys out there who have made a great career out of it. John Christ is one of them who's, doing the comedy stuff. And of course, his was faith-based, and I'm assuming it still is. But his videos that were going out there. Do you watch any of that other stuff for inspiration, or is it all in the head?
Well, I haven't watched John Christ stuff in a long time, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it is usually just like my own like imagination. And just like that video that you showed in the beginning, I was in my bed, and obviously that Lizzo song was, going crazy. And I was like, how can I make this a Christian version?
Smart.
And then I literally was just in my bed, and I came up with it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I'm going to make that in the morning.
Did you set out though? I mean, you obviously you want to be able to share your faith and do this. Did you anticipate this thing getting to the size that it is?
No, I was just. At the beginning, like I said, like I just got those 30,000 views, changed my username to Joe Christian Guy, and then I was like, if I can reach 30,000 people, I want to share Jesus.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
awesome.
I was one of the first Christian TikTokers on the platform. And now it's like a huge thing. Now there's a lot of people that want to be a Christian TikTok influencer.
Yeah.
And like, I wouldn't even really consider myself an influencer. I'm just a person that, you know, talks about Jesus in a fun way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, to my credit, I was one of the first guys, if not the first guy, to pontificate sitting in the truck, you know, sitting in the cab of my truck, and then a lot of people started doing it. Nobody's probably going to heaven because of it. So kudos to you for at least building it. But I love the fact that you're 23 years old and you got a solid grasp on who you are, right? And that message is consistent, because I always say you got to know where you came from, got to know who you are, know where you're going, so you'll know what you're leaving behind. And I think you're building quite a legacy on that thing, man. So good job.
Thank you.
Good job. I'm glad that we could grow your TikTok by at least 8 people.
Hey, me too. I mean, 8 more people is always better. I mean,
we got to do some stuff together. I want us to collaborate on something. And
okay.
Well, maybe we probably shouldn't do that, because you got a good thing going and I'd ruin it. I would ruin it, because people would message and they'd go, "Why would you have that guy on there?" But I'm digging the hat. I'm digging the vibe. It's good stuff. Yeah. And a Texas guy as well. So
that's right.
It's good stuff. You got a YouTube channel as well?
I do, but
TikTok where it's at, huh?
TikTok's where it's at. Instagram, Reels, and I mean, Reels, honestly, if you want to grow, you got to do Reels.
Everything's Reels, huh?
Yeah, that's how people find your pages.
See,
Reels.
I'm shadow banned right now on Instagram because of a meme I made. It wasn't an offensive meme. But they won't let me fight it back.
You can't appeal it?
No, because I can't go back and find where they fact check the thing or whatever. And that's like, come on, guys, I'm a comedian. That's what I do is I post silly stuff. But anyway, thanks for coming on the show, man.
Yeah.
Joe, Christian guy, if you're on TikTok. And I know you people out there try to be all high and mighty, and you're like, I don't do TikTok. You're on TikTok. You're seeing it. And is it the same on Instagram as well?
Yes.
Joe Christian guy. Follow him, check him out, and grow him. Grow him up. Get those numbers up there. Hey, from cringing at the pump to getting an eye-popping check at your favorite restaurant, inflation is hitting us all where it hurts, and it really hurts, folks. I love this new deal from Upside. Upside is an incredible app for anybody who buys things. That's me. That's you. Gas, groceries. You go out to eat. Every single purchase, you will earn cash back thanks to Upside. Now, what you got to do is you got to download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play. You use my promo code CHAD, I spell it Chad, get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. Then claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside. The check-in at the business, pay as usual with a credit or debit card, and you get paid for it. Now, in comparison to credit cards, rewards, or loyalty programs, you can earn 3 times more cash back with Upside. You can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon, other brands, whatever. Upside users are earning more than $1 million every week, and that's probably why they have a 4.8 star rating in the App Store. So download the free Upside app, use promo code CHAD to get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. That's $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more using promo code CHAD. Hang tight, we'll be right back. I don't know if you've heard, but next week, Stu's Power Hour. How many times is he going to celebrate episodes at this stage in the game? What is that, like his 500th or something like that of Stu Does America? Anyway, we're getting drunk. That's what we do on Stu. If you haven't seen Stu's Power Hour, it's fun. It's interesting. We have to take a shot of beer every 60 seconds, and then he throws in all kind of weird rules in the whole thing. We should get Joe Christian. Yeah, Joe Navarro. He's stepped out. We should get Joe Christian guy on Stu's Power Hour. I'm just kidding. We won't do that to you, Joe. He's a good kid, man. He's a good dude, and I like him a lot. Food and fuel. When is that going to be? That's next Friday, I think, is when we're taping that. So tune in. Stu Does Power Hour again, and yes, the infamous Chad Prather puke bucket trash can. It'll be there. And who knows, maybe I'll vomit in it. Food and fuel prices, high grocery bills that have hit American pocketbooks for over a year now are likely to continue thanks to several anomalous circumstances related to corn yields experts say. Wet weather, war in Ukraine, issues still lingering from the pandemic and the government shutdown. Corn will be grown and harvested at much lower levels than in previous years, affecting food and fuel supplies alike. Everything's on corn, folks. It's all rising and falling on corn. North Dakota, overly wet conditions have led to one of the slowest starts of planting on record, is what some have said. Pushing the envelope, working around it was way too wet, just trying to get a crop in, is what one North Dakotan farmer said. The U.S. Department of Agriculture recently lowered its projections for corn this year from 181 bushels per acre to 177. So four bushels shorter per acre is what's going to happen. And cut the U.S. harvest potential by over 9 million tons. That's almost half of China's U.S. imports last year. And, of course, again, war in Ukraine. Who knew Ukraine was so important? It's affecting everything. It's probably affecting your sex life at this point. If you have erectile dysfunction, guys, it's Ukraine. Blame it on Vladimir Putin. But that's the war in Ukraine has affected the corn output. Ukraine had produced as much as 17% of the world's corn. Guys, I didn't know everything came from Ukraine. 17% of the world's corn, Ukraine. But obviously they can't harvest and ship it because they're engaged in Russian aggression. So that's what's happening. California. Now, listen, if you're still living in California and you have any sense of conservative values whatsoever, you got to get out of this place. Bureaucracy. And look, California, beautiful state, some beautiful people, some really good folks there. How you continue to live there beats the heck out of me. I don't know how you continue to do it. Absolutely ridiculous at this point. But California has leaked gun owners' names, home addresses in massive privacy breach. Now, you got to say, I don't think this is an accident. California Department of Justice launched its 2022 firearms dashboard portal Monday to, quote, improve transparency and information sharing for firearms-related data. However, the website went live with publicly accessible files that included identifying information on Californians who hold concealed carry permits. Now, what'd be interesting is to find out how many of those Hollywood Riris out there that are so anti-gun have that. That'd be an interesting thing. If we're basically gonna quote accidentally dox everybody, let's find out the goods on some of these people that are out there. But they say they're investigating the exposure of individuals' personal information connected to the DOJ firearms dashboard. Any unauthorized release of personal information is unacceptable. Working swiftly to address this. And then, of course, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Howard Stern, shock jock, DJ Howard on XM, Howard, Sirius XM 100, Howard 100, says he's probably going to run for president in 2024. I'm excited about this. I mean, here we go. Yeah. I mean, the guy who has done everything possible to be one of the most misogynistic human beings on the planet, and you guys have loved him for it. That's right. He says he's going to run for president. But he called Clarence Thomas Darth Vader. That's racist. I don't think it's because of the heavy breathing. And he said that he made his comments on Monday. He said, I'm actually probably going to have to run for president now, and said that he would abolish the Electoral College for the sake of equal representation. That's right. Give us some mob rule. Why not? That's always great for equal representation. And he said that Justice Thomas is sitting there like Darth Vader, dormant, waiting for other kooks to join the Supreme Court. He promised that if elected, he would reinstate Roe v. Wade by choosing his own 5 justices for the Supreme Court. So here again is someone who has no clue how any of that works. And they say they're going to run for president. Even Joe Biden came out the other day and said, I can't overrule this with an executive order. Can't just do that. He says, I'm not effing around. I'm really thinking about running for president because the only other thing I'm going to do is appoint 5 more Supreme Court justices. And when challenged by co-host Robin Quivers about the feasibility of his plan, Stern admitted he had no idea what he was talking about. He said, I don't know what I'm doing exactly. I don't think any of us are shocked at that. And, of course, FCC, I should have asked Joe while he was here. FCC commissioner calls for Apple and Google to ditch TikTok from their app stores. Says it's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Again, there was another user data breach in China. That's probably why mine's not growing, is the Chinese data breach. I'm sure that's got to be it. But in a letter addressed to Apple CEO Tim Cook, the Google CEO Sundar Pichai, I don't know how you say his name, Carr warns about the national security threat posed by the social media app that is popular with Americans, and said TikTok is not what it appears to be on the surface. It's not just an app for sharing funny videos or memes. That's the sheep's clothing. At its core, TikTok functions as a sophisticated surveillance tool that harvests extensive amounts of personal and sensitive data. Oh, there you go. So who knows? We'll see what happens with TikTok in the days ahead. But anyway, I mean, they they're watching, folks. Trust me, they are watching. Let's see. Right now, the court packing, as we talked about Howard Stern, this idea, it is a real danger to our democracy. Make no mistake that court packing is a coup. The radical left is working overtime on new plans to pack the Supreme Court. Look, we got to stop them. We got to stop them. If we don't stop them from installing 4 more justices so they can rig the system in their favor, it's going to be catastrophic for our court, our country, our way of life. We can't let that happen, not on our watch. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to join us. We're gathering a coalition of 1 million patriots to say no to court packing, no to the liberal agenda, no to the Supreme Court coup. Franklin Graham, former U.S. Attorney General Ed Meese, Dr. James Dobson, the Family Policy Alliance, the Heritage Foundation, over 400,000 people like you are already on board. Please sign your name now. Go to Supreme Coup, that's C-O-U-P, supremecoup.com to sign First Liberty's letter. That's supremecoup.com. We'll be right back. Hey, it's delayed, but we're not going to miss it. It's my opportunity to wax eloquent just for a minute. Folks, sometimes I come on this program, and it is my mission to convince you of something. Could be anything, but something I'm passionate about. Sometimes it's even a mission which I find difficult, and then there are days like today where I know with a reasonable level of certainty that I am preaching to the converted, nay, to the choir itself. That's you. So when I utter a phrase like, why on earth would anyone want to live in California, like I did in the last segment, I do so knowing that most of you in the audience immediately became, just for a moment, a bunch of black ladies in the blue choir robes singing glory, hallelujah in beautiful harmony before returning to your former state of being. Now, unless, of course, you were already a black woman in a choir robe singing that, in which case you just went back to doing what you were already doing. But beside the point, at any rate, let me spill to you the freshest of beans on this whole California's a shit show thing and see if your head doesn't come close to exploding over this as it did mine. As I referred to in the last segment, the headline, California leaks gun owners' names, home addresses in massive privacy breach. For those of you who don't bust a blood vessel over this thing, seriously, it makes you just want to go home and be with Jesus right now for the stuff that's going on. Let's talk about it some more. California's Attorney General, a guy named Rob Bonta, released what was called the 2022 Firearms Dashboard Portal a couple of days ago, ostensibly to improve transparency and information sharing for firearms-related data. What it actually did, on top of that, was make a whole bunch of information transparent that wasn't supposed to be. And then people noticed it. So now they're working on walking it back. So right now, if you go on that website, you'll see that the link to a bunch of information is broken. That's because these dumbasses got caught doxing people. Almost 3,000 people in Los Angeles County with standard concealed carry license were outed. And why? Well, why do you think? We're talking about a county and a state which have all but thrown their firearms, or thrown their arms, I should say, wide open and begged every form of criminality possible to embrace them in a glorious refutation of all that is good and holy the rest of the world. So why not this? Why not? I mean, What says I find these people and take care of them more clearly than doxing them? This is bad, folks. It's bad enough when private groups on Twitter dox people, but this was the state government. And if you think that no violence can and or will come of this, you got some rose-colored glasses, folks. The downside is that if you live in the Los Angeles area and you have a concealed carry license, there's a pretty good chance that anyone who wants to know it already does. The upside, of course, is that you have a concealed carry license. That is a good thing. So you're very possibly equipped to take care of that problem should it, God forbid, arise. But listen to some words of advice from me, okay? Get the hell out of California. If you're listening to me and you got a concealed carry license, chances are pretty good you're exactly the sort of person we Texans don't mind welcoming into the fold. So come on. Just don't bring any of that liberal BS with you when you come. We've already had enough of those people showing up in California. I hate to see all that good wine country go to waste, but that place can't sink into the ocean fast enough for the health of the rest of the country. Maybe we can get a movie director to stand on a fault line and hand Alec Baldwin a gun or something. It just takes care of itself. Modern problems require modern solutions. Boy, get out of California. Oh, boy. I just couldn't let that one go. I had to talk about it some more. This is bad. And you know what's going to happen, folks? Is it going to happen more and more? They're just going to keep revealing people. If they don't like you, they don't agree with you. If they can't cancel you, they're just going to dox you. They're going to show up outside your home. You saw it, Justice Kavanaugh, you saw what they did to Tucker Carlson a couple of years ago. They show up at their home. I mean, there was somebody that was armed with the intention of doing harm to Brett Kavanaugh outside of his home. And this is bad stuff, folks. We're living in a world. And by the way, these whole love Trump's hate people that are out in the street that are burning cities down in a mostly peaceful protest, they ain't peaceful, folks. And I promise you, based on the stuff that I read every day and the messages I get sent, it ain't a safe world we're living in. It ain't a safe world. So let me be real clear. If you come out to a live show of mine, I promise you, I got some security there because I don't have eyes in the back of my head, and I'm watching. I am watching. Do we have a TikTok? Let's play it.
Oh, you didn't almost have a boyfriend because that man was married.
Michelle, this is something you don't understand. You really just refuse.
Come get this bag.
I ain't got nothing to do with it. Nothing. You married, so what?
Ain't no way that man. Do you think that man, he said they've been together 60-something years?
I wouldn't give a fuck if it's 110. When I tell you new stuff, it's hard to refuse. Yeah.
He wasn't going to jeopardize.
You don't know what he was going to do.
He was not going to jeopardize his marriage.
Come on now, be for real. And you know I ain't lying.
Of 60-some years to be with you. Now, come on. He ain't going to mess that up.
Girl, please. Look at how long Kanye and what you call being.
You can't compare. Here. You can't compare. And that would have rolled your conscience if you did.
No, the fuck it would. I'm satisfying Helen.
Oh, Grandma. What was she trying to do? Trying to get a man to leave his wife? To be with her? And the man had been married 67 years? She said, I don't care if you've been married 110 years. Grandma got something to give, baby. A little something else. She chewing on that chicken bone and thinking about another bone. I love old Grandma. I want to know what she did to lure that man in. She got her sights set, son. She's coming after you. God bless you, girl. I hope you get everything you're looking for. She is hot to trot. Got them hormones all worked up. Done got them pellets put in. She burning with the passion. Done gone after a married man. Don't care if he's been married 110 years. Get it, girl. I love her. Hey, did you read where this Arizona real estate agent found the home that she lived in listed for sale? The problem was she wasn't selling her home. She was the victim of home title fraud, a devastating crime happening all over the country. According to the experts at Home Title Lock, the crime is incredibly profitable, hard to detect. An identity thief simply creates a fake title transfer for your home, refiles as the new owner. Then he could take out loans on your home or sell it. Typical identity theft services don't cover you, and neither does homeowners insurance, but Home Title Lock does. Home Title Lock is going to put a barrier around your home's title. The instant they detect anyone tampering with your home's title, they're going to shut it down. They're going to help get you your home back and get it back in your name. So here's what you do. Go to HometitleLock.com. Read the testimonials that are there. It's going to convince you, and you're going to register your address to see if you're already a victim. They'll tell you for free. You may not even know that you're a victim. Check it out. And then protect your home. Tell them I sent you. Put in the word Chad when the time is to sign up, and they're going to give you 30 free days of protection. Go to HomeTitleLock.com. That's HomeTitleLock.com, and we'll be right back. All right, next week. That is next week on July 9th. I had to think about that. It's already July, dude. This is insane right now. July 9th, Fort Smith, Arkansas. Come see us. Going to be having some fun there, coming back to the Majestic. Then we're going to be down in Kemah, Texas, July 14th. Then we're going all over. We're going to be Schroeder Hall, Goliad, Texas, July 15th. August 5th, going to be in Lubbock. We're going to do a couple of nights there. I think we're doing 4 shows overall. Then we're going to be in Concan, Texas. Then we're going to be in San Angelo, Texas. Granbury, Texas. We're going to be in Waco, Texas. Fredericksburg, Texas. Then I'm going out of state. I'm going to be going to Everett, Washington. Then Greensboro, North Carolina. Going to be in Quincy, Illinois. Port Charlotte, Florida. Going back there. Going to be doing my birthday bash December 10th. That's the day after my birthday. December 10th at Do-Si-Do back down in the Woodlands, Spring, Texas. That's going to be my birthday bash, my 50th, folks. And straight comedy. Going to be coming at you. Going to tell you my life story. Going to get down and dirty. Going to get into the weeds. It's going to be therapeutic. And you don't want to miss it, folks. It's going to be a packed house there at Do-Si-Do. Then I'm going to be in Greenville, South Carolina. And then, of course, our annual Christmas show, December 21st. Is going to be back at Arlington Music Hall. Lots of special guests are going to be with us. Chris has done it again. I want to tell you, he's given us 4 more minutes of the show. He went upstairs and he put his foot down in front of the executives and said, Chad needs more time. 4 minutes. And because we're always rushed at this last little bit. So we'll come up with something special maybe for the final block of the show and make it exciting for you. Big announcement. The audio book version of Am I Crazy will be out very, very soon. All of the recording is finally finished. I think they've got the edits done, so no kidding, dude. Stay tuned for that. And yes, I did the reading for it, which was hard work. I understand why people like Glenn Beck get Pat Gray to do it. But I did the reading for Am I Crazy? So you do not want to miss it. Make sure that you get it when the time is right. And go to blazetv.com/chat. I'm going to give you some thoughts this weekend. When it gets posted up, I'm going to talk about this Roe v. Wade thing and a few other topics. Going to kind of bounce around, but I'm going to celebrate with you, folks. I am going to celebrate with you and also deal with some of the pushback that we've had. So I'll answer some of the and refute some of the things that people are complaining about. Watch Chad.com. Again, that's where the fun stuff is. BlazeTV.com/Chad. Use promo code Chad. We'll see you on Monday. Love you. God bless you. Bye.